Hey, good afternoon to you all. This is Mike again from the Retirement Train Straight Talk, where I give you the simple truth every video from my perspective. Again, it's from my perspective, and I got to give the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor or planner or tax consultant, okay? But I'll tell you this. We all lived through it. Us folks in our 60s and 70s kind of been there, did that. Just giving younger folks some ideas, some tidbits about life and expenses and where we're going. All right. I think I told you last video we talked about 4 simple rules to be successful in retirement. And I live by those. And I think it's standard and I think it's true. Another disclosure, if you hear a horn beeping, this guy's going ape shit over here because he can't turn it off. That's funny, isn't it? And you got other folks out here who are doing their thing and they're shopping. And even talking about that, my wife's in Ross right now, getting some last minute stuff for our overseas trip in about a month. And so we're looking forward to that. Okay, onward, as they say. Let's talk about today's video. All right. So I've been listening, hearing, watching other videos and channels and podcasts, and because this is about retirement. This is a retirement channel. I might not have the most customers or viewers, however you want to put it, but I tell you like it is from my perspective. Try not to hold things back. I got another channel that I'm trying to start, but that's a whole different story. That's about Master Chief stuff and military stuff, but here it is. People are trying to retire today, and I get it, and I'm going backwards here for a second. F.I.R.E is cool, financial independence stuff is great. But these folks are talking about 45 and 50. And God bless you. Don't get me wrong. I'm always a strong proponent of folks wanting to retire early. You've heard me say it a million times. Well, not a million, but maybe 100,000. You got to be cautious. Okay. These guys are making $400,000-$500,000 a year. And now they're like 40 years old talking about retiring at 45 or 50. God bless you. You're in a high-tech job, a lot of money, but they're stressed the hell out. They really are. There's things more in life than making a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. It's important you do that. You worked your ass off. I get it. You want to walk away before you lose it all, mentally and possibly financially. So their 401ks are talking is $5-6 million. Well, do the math. If you're making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year now with bonuses, you do 4% rule at 35, 40, 50 years old. You're talking $240,000, $250,000. That's a hell of a pay cut, isn't it? Now, if you haven't heard me before, listen to me very carefully. When you retire, you have more time. Now, when you're that young, hopefully you'll jump into something that's a little bit more paramount for you, right? You're not sitting home like me watching the birds fly home or doing some exercise. You're probably out there rock climbing, visiting countries, third world countries, or very, very rich countries where you can live. But even if you use the 4% rule and you're that young, you're talking about a $250,000 income. A little more than me, but, you got to be cautious. You're going to want to spend more. You're used to spending more. Not everybody. I'm not saying everybody. It takes a strong will to spend less. Yeah, $250,000, maybe even $300,000 is a lot of money, y'all, in retirement. Now, most people will take out 4%, and you need to take out 4 or less. I'll be honest with you. At that early age, if you were in your 60s, 70s, sure, 4 or 5%, yeah, okay. It's not going to kill you, I don't think, personally. But that young, 45. Taking 4% out, market dips pretty hard. Well, hell, as we say in the military, you're in the hurt locker because you get a strong market movement that's not positive and it's negative, goes down 20, 30%. Well, you better have a plan. Again, think about putting a lot of that money in cash. All that being said, God bless you. I wish you well. The other things you might not be taking into account, maybe you are, is medical. You're going to have to get out for your company's plan get on another plan, maybe a Cobra plan or what have you. You got to bridge that gap for medical from, you know, to 65 at least for Medicare. Maybe you can buy into another plan. Maybe your company has something you can buy into, but it sure as hell is not as cheap as what you're getting it today for, most likely. Not everybody, but most likely. Then there's Social Security. You all paid into it. You're still paying into it. When you retire, right, what are you going to do? You got to bridge the gap. Maybe you don't need the money right now. So you wait till you're 70 to collect it. But those years become long. At that young, the time goes by slowly. So age has two factors, a positive and a negative. When you're younger, it's normally positive. When you're older, the clock speeds up quickly and you wish you weren't going that fast, but you do. You think in retirement that time goes slow when you're older, but it doesn't. It goes quicker. When you're younger, different story. In any case, have a plan. You know, when you're that young and you're used to bringing home $400,000-$500,000 a year, this is what these people are saying. I'm not making it up. And you go down to $250, $275 a year, big difference. You might not think you're going to need as much money, but I'm here to tell you, I need as much as I was making prior, or maybe more. I'm just saying, that's just me. It's just something to consider, because you've heard me say it a lot of times here, y'all. You walk out of your damn door, get in your car, go shopping, go eating. Now you have all the time in the world. Go traveling. It's a lot of money. $230,000, $250,000 seems like a lot of money, and it is. That's what we're at right now. About a little over $200,000 a year in retirement. That doesn't mean it lasts that long. Yeah, I'm putting money in savings, sure, but I'm not coming from a $400,000 or $500,000 income. Think about it. Things change a lot when you retire. Don't get me wrong, you're young enough to start going back to work, not a problem. Not a problem. You can do it easily. But if your intent is to retire, just understand the repercussions of that mentally, because it's going to be a challenge. All right, on another note, sciatic back here, these nerves here, well, it's getting a little better from a chiropractor perspective, you know. But they crack you like a walnut, make you heal for a day or two, and you go back in a week later, possibly, and they crack you again. I guess your body's got to get used to that position they're trying to get you in, where your spine is straighter than it's crooked, right? But I think it's more than that. It's not really healing, so I'm hoping that it will heal. But those are the things that you deal with as you age. When you're young, and you folks talking about retiring in 45 or 50, hell, you got plenty of time. Just be careful. Anyway, keep your options open. Think about it. Nothing wrong with retiring early. 45 and 50, in my opinion, a little bit early. 55, 57. Man, that would have been a prime date for me. I couldn't do it. I wish you well. Keep all your options open. Again, not a financial planner. This is Mike from the Retirement Train Straight Talk, coming to you from Boerne, Texas. Y'all take care now. God bless.